All right, so like you said, this is about HappyFunTimes, and I already asked who's here to join. Because I was already here to join, I thought somebody told me, it's probably going to be 70% the same people. I tried to change a little bit, so instead of giving a talk, I'm just going to show you my joint talk. Actually, I'm going to show you a little bit from that, because I just want you to understand what it is, and we'll show it a little bit later live.
All right, I've only been given like 5 minutes, which is probably...
You tell somebody to connect to the Wi-Fi,
but if you can connect for a moment,
and
games you can use for installations,
just
you can use for ads, whatever you want. It's open source, so you guys can download it and add yourselves in. I imagine it as a...
That's the idea. 5 minutes, so I gotta go fast. So I wanted to show you some other games. If you were here at Join, I only showed 3 games and then kind of said this is it. UCLA has a game lab in their art department, and so some of the students there made a game called Nuclear Family. It's kind of like a Risk game. You can see over there the controls are very unique. A lot of the games that you see, people are kind of like, just want the easiest thing to do, and they use like a D-pad or a couple buttons, but this one actually, what do you want to do? It also brings up some interesting points in that they designed it by playing the game on paper, and their goal was that each turn you would negotiate with everybody else, choose who you're going to backstab. Let's gang up on that country and we'll nuke them together or whatever. And when they actually put it into the system, and once it was on the phone, the dynamic changed, and people just look at their phone and they didn't talk to anybody, 0 negotiation. So it just brings up that when you're making these new kinds of games, you have to take those kinds of things into account, test, and see how you could get people to interact. Another student made this game, which I have a video for. So this is another example of something, probably fit like in a place like this, where they have 3 giant screens. Players join and they end up controlling these bunnies. The bunnies shoot lasers at the magic hat. Under the magic hat is a guy, one of the guys who made the game. He's using a leap motion to control the hands and try to keep the bunnies away. And whether it's a good game or not, I don't know, but on giant screens like that with everybody participating, it's a unique experience. It's something to consider if you want to use HappyFunTimes. So another thing you can do, which I showed a little bit last time, is you can get motion out of the phone. This is a little demo that you can download if you want, and see the code and try it out and put that kind of stuff in. But getting motion is a unique thing. I mean, I guess the Wii kind of did that, but at a big exhibit, it would be kind of cool. Another game we made at the last Global Game Jam in Singapore was a multiplayer rhythm game. So everybody in the audience is assigned one of the colors, say like, a quarter of you are red, a quarter of you are yellow, and you all have to press to the rhythm on your color. If 75% of that team doesn't get it right, then they don't get it. And then basically the whole team was try to get the little like bars on the helmet or on his crown to the top. And as a group, the theme at the time was ritual. So this is like ritual of chanting. And yeah, that was the game we made. Another thing you can do is you don't necessarily have to make a game. So HappyFunTimes provides a synchronized clock. And so there's this example. This is 8 computers running the same program. And you can imagine that each of these fish is just like a fish stabbed on the end of a clock hand. And so as long as the time is the same on all the machines, then you just change the view in each machine and everything will sync up. So there's no networking going along syncing the fish. And I got this idea from another game, which was, I think, one of the burnouts. I went to a talk at GDC and they said all the cars that are robotic are working the same way. They're on splines, they just follow based on the clock, because if they tried to sync all the cars, there'd be too much data. When you hit a car, it takes it off that spline, but otherwise they don't have to sync anything, just the time. So like HappyFunTimes provides a sync clock, and you can do kind of similar things. Of course, you can sync other stuff, things that are actually syncing the normal way in HappyFunTimes are the camera. So when you click to change the camera, it sends that to all the machines, and they all change the camera. So the last game I'm going to show you is Tonde Ko, which means let's jump. And it was at an event called the Steam Carnival in Los Angeles. And so it is a 6-screen platformer. It uses 7 machines. and I made a little video for it. So very simple controls, and then when you're on one machine, you jump to the next machine. And I actually asked for 20 screens. I'm glad they only gave me 6, because there's no way I could have made content for 20. And there's no reason they have to be in a grid. But one of the secrets is this game, the 6 machines do not actually know that each other exist. They're all just a simple one machine game. But when somebody jumps off the left or the right of the screen, that machine says, delete my character, and pass it to this other game. The other game just gets a new player joining, but it gets a little packet of data. This is the player's score, this is where he left the last game. It's up to you to decide what data to pass. So it looks like one giant game, but it's actually six individual games. It just happens to run and look like a big game. A couple kids played for an hour and a half. So yeah, if you want to know more, it's all open source. It's on the Unity store. There's an HTML5 version and a Unity plugin. Something that changed since last summer is that before it used an external server, which made it kind of hard to do Unity games, but just a couple weeks ago, I pushed a version up for Unity at least that doesn't need anything external. So you can put it in your Unity game, and you can make it an option. Maybe you're making a 4-player ball game, and you want to make a 30-player ball game, so you add it as an option to your game and ship it on Steam. I will warn you though that there's unique challenges to these kind of games. Like I have a Bomberman game, which I've had 92 people in. It's unplayable with 92 people. It runs, but you can't find yourself before you're dead. So you really have to design around that. I wish I had a few more slides to describe some of these deals, but given that it's a phone, and what happens on the phone is just an HTML page, so you can do whatever you want. You can give everybody unique controls. You can play sounds, so you can give everybody like secret instructions. If you want to do like an assassin game, or maybe you want to do a social game and tell somebody, find somebody who's got the blue cross on the screen and tell them your secret, or something like that. So I'd really like to see those kind of things explored. Another idea that somebody had is like a choreographed dance game where you call some people up, and in their things it gives them dance instructions. 3 of them it says go to the left, and 3 of them it says go to the right, and spirit fingers, or whatever. Right? There's a whole, like Oliver mentioned earlier with VR, there's a whole unexplored place that people really haven't gone with these kind of games. So yeah, download it, open it up. It's free, so I just want to see your games. And that's basically it, except if you want to see it live.